This video is not for everybody, but it's for those that need to hear it, and especially me. I needed to hear this one piece of advice that would have helped me ages ago before I started any of this YouTube journey, and take y'all on a little trip with me. And it's one of the things that hits me really hard here in my boob, and take you on a little trip what I do. And recently I've been doing really well in terms of who I am and where I've been, and how much people can be like, in the middle of their day, anytime that they want, they can go anywhere and any place, and whenever they want during their work, right? Not a lot of people can say that, and I'm blessed. I'm really grateful for where I am right now. And I'm gonna show y'all around and just talk about this thing that I think a lot of people want to hear, but also my younger self needs to hear. Hiya. Hello?
Hi, calling you from the Legal Department of Service Canada.
If you live in Canada, there's a lot of these scam calls like this.
Which has been executed
Hi, I know you're from India or China or Russia, but please stop calling me. Thank you, love you, bye. And it comes down to how to live your life, right? And the fact that a lot of people will try to tell you how to live your goddamn life. And how do I know this? From the moment that I started doing these videos and doing YouTube, it's something that really, really fires me up. So I ain't gonna vlog and talk and drive, so I'll see y'all on the other side. So right here, I am now at Victoria Drive. And if y'all ever want to park here, you'll never want to park here, like ever. It is one of the worst spots, and that's why I always park underground when I come here. Always. Has got a tall black dark coffee. Yeah.
Nothing in there?
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm probably gonna move somewhere else, but gotta launch this guy real quick. Quick times, quick styles, and have some fun, you know, get some decent shots.
The home point has been updated.
Picked a really bad day to wear this shirt, but according to my medicine, I can't really be in the sun. Get perspective on something that I wanted to talk about, and it's something that I think is pretty pertinent to, I think, how everyone should follow their lives by, man. And it kind of links back to my other video about just having one life. One goddamn life. One simple thing, no fancy edits, is I wanted to touch upon, like, living life on your own terms. Because, especially as a video creator like myself, you put yourself out there on the internet so people can judge and critique you. And it made me think in a way where it's something I've been dealing with my whole life. And I felt like when I first started doing YouTube videos, no one really supported me. People were like, you should do this type of video, you should do that type of video. And when reality is, people are just doing or telling you in a means of trying to be, hold up, is so hot. Telling you what they know in their own eyes. And it made me think to this comment, all right? And I have to pull up my YouTube comments. And this is what I want to get into, is that since my channel is smaller now, the reality is it's essentially a 2,000 subscriber channel, is that anybody I can make videos on, someone comments, I get to hear who they are and what they're all about. So on one hand, Nancy says, I think I might be going through a breakup now, and this video honestly could not have come at a better time. Thank you. And I really appreciate that, right? Because I don't know who watches my videos anymore. I don't know. I've made so many videos and I've changed so much as a person. What's going on now is that I'm a different person than who I used to be. And I'm always grateful for connecting to people on the internet where I can share my story and I can connect with other people. But also, this other person went on to write an essay. In the same video, someone liked it. At the same time, another person says, it's just my personal opinion. Don't take this the wrong way. And he goes on about where I should waste my energy. I should invest in, be careful where you invest your time. And I get it, to a point of where protect your energy, trying to share some positivity and how this is how you should live your life. This is how you should do that. And I try to get where people are coming from, because now I've been in this YouTube game for a long time, and I've been fortunate enough to have like hundreds of thousands, 300,000 people see my videos, and you get used to dealing with criticism and hate, and you really try to put yourself in other people's shoes. So how I replied to that comment is exactly the gist of how I think everyone should live their lives by. And it's kind of utilitarian, or kind of like a dogma, which I believe in, right? At the same time, I only know what I know, right? So how I respond is that this person is just imposing their perspective onto me. And the truth is, I'm not you. Your insecurities, your worries about how another person should live their lives is based on your context, your perspective. And the reality is, what you see, this video, is just a little blip into my life. And on top of that, you have to think, like, I'm thinking about how I want to be seen in the world. And you can't really trust anyone, even me, on the internet, because, you know, I'm only putting out there what I want to put out, and I can put any narrative that I want. But the truth is that you don't know my life. You don't know who I am, let alone the context. And it comes down to perspective. And the only person I watch now on YouTube is GaryVee. I'll link a little blip here that can explain it a lot better. He's a lot better than I'm doing it.
I'm not worried about what people are saying. I'm worried about what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's just, it's hard at times because people, like, you know, I feel like the whole thing about going up.
It's not hard. Let me explain. Of course it's hard, but then it's like turning a light switch. You got to understand your parents, your uncle, your older brother, your sister, your aunt, your teacher, your coach. You got to understand they're giving you advice that they think is right. They're not mean. They're not bad.
Right.
They love you. They're trying to show you love. The problem is they're coming from their perspective. And their perspective has nothing to do with your life.
Essentially goes along lines of its perspective, right? When I started this YouTube thing, my parents, people around me were like, what the hell are you doing, man? Just go back to school. You wasted all this money on school now, and you're not even doing anything with school. And the sun is killing me. But it's like, I listened to my gut. And even though I felt so alone, I felt that I was in the direction of where I was supposed to be going in life. And if I listened to anybody besides my own intuition and my own gut, I wouldn't have gotten to where I am today. This whip that I just purchased ain't a subtle flex, it's a used car. I got it because I decided to pursue something with a video, right? Even though a lot of people were like, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Boy, where are you with your life? So the moral of this video, what I'm trying to say is that no matter what you put out there, even if you're not on social media, you're not on anything, it comes down to the fact that live your own life. And people might come from a place of love, right? They might be like, hey, you should do this type of video. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. How about you should shut the fuck up and let people live their own lives? And it's, try to understand people. Like, yes, I understand. Here's a little bit of role play, right? I understand where you're coming from. I appreciate it, but I'm going to keep doing me and you're going to keep doing you. And that's how we should all live our lives, is that no one will fully know you except for you. People can see from their assumptions of what they do or know. For example, like, because I'm a creative now and I've been in this game for so long, I try my best, even though I'm guilty of it, I try to give solicited advice, right? If you don't ask me my opinion, I'm not going to try to be like, you should do this, you should do that. And I'm very mindful of that. Too many people are worried about the judgment of other people. Too many people are worried about what other people are saying and looking up like, you should do this with your channel. You should do this. You should live like this. You should do that. You should... The reality is, no one has their life fully figured out, and no one is a life guru or expert, and I'm just in this boat trying to just live my life on my own terms and live by happiness. And that's something I think people should live by, right? And happiness is everything. And you don't need to be a millionaire. As long as you're happy and living life and making money how you want to make your money, that's all that matters, man. That's all that really matters. And you'll come across a lot of people who try to impose their views onto you. And you just have to learn to brush it off and be like, okay, I hear what you have to say, but you have no context into my life. And you have to be your own cheerleader. You have to have your own conviction and your own self-worth. And that comes with practice and like knowing who you are as a person. And it just comes down to listening to your gut, listening to your intuition. It's like going on a date, and the minute you're like, something doesn't feel right with this date, but you keep on going with it, that says a lot about your intuition, right? Take that same mindset and apply it to how you see everything, everyone, and every person that tries to tell you how to live your life, right? Just be happy and realize that everyone's doing their own thing. Everyone's fighting their own battle that you don't know about behind the scenes. And this is just a little blip into my life. And this channel is just not necessarily me trying to create motivational speeches and this and that. It's just me like living my life and documenting exactly where I'm going through at my own time. And if you don't like it, leave a comment below and I might respond to it, because I always do, because this is a family and it's all about living a life and documenting and sharing our own experiences as humans. Because now with the internet and getting away from TV, I can share so much more of my life in a way where someone can learn, or even I can learn and look back and be like, damn, man, I'm so glad that I did what makes me happy and not care about XYZ person or da-da-da-da-da, right? I feel like putting yourself on the internet is also a lot in terms of your overall human development. I feel like kids nowadays are so blessed to grow up in an age where you can grow up a lot faster here, right, than, let's say, your parents or the older generation. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Live your life, man. Don't let anyone point fingers in your face, and just be happy, because happiness is everything. It's cheesy, but it's so damn true, man. Happiness is everything, man. If you're not happy, you've lost. So I literally went to the park that was there, and across the street from that place was actually a high school friend of mine that we used to hang out. But when I started doing this whole like YouTube thing, I literally cut out everybody, because I couldn't deal with the fact that I didn't want judgment in my life. And I literally cut everybody out of my life, and I became a loner, because I needed to do to what I needed to do to get to where I am today. But at the same time, you realize that, people live their own lives, and, people that I cut out, they weren't so bad in the first place. And you realize that I was just a sensitive person that needed to just put my head down and work. And I caught up with him, and maybe here's a drone shot. You're wondering who's that guy next to me? Yeah, that's the dude I used to hang out with high school. You know, we used to be a group of guys of us and just chilling, you know. And we talked about catching up and how his day was going and how's his life been. And literally talking to him about how it's been 10 years, man. 10 years since we all graduated high school. And we're talking about how we're losing our hair, we're getting old and fat, and we're almost all 30 now. And life flies by really quick. But it comes down to living life on your terms and doing what's best for you. And the more I stop listening and blocking out everything and doing what's right for me, I start having love for myself. And the more I have love for myself, the more I have love for other people in the world. And I feel empathy for people who are angry, who are sad, who criticize others. And it just comes down to the point of like, live life and be happy, right? I want that for everybody, but more importantly, myself. And this YouTube channel is just a growth of who I am. And as I continue to grow, you know, I'm constantly always trying to learn and change and grow as a person. And this is essentially my dear diary. And I can look back once I'm 60 or 80 or whatever, and look back and I'm like, yeah, I remember those times. I made that video. I'm really happy I made it. And each video that I make now, you know, it comes from here. It comes from the soul. It's not trying to prove to anybody. It's not trying to like put some kind of, there's a little bit of an agenda of terms like, be happy, do what you got to do, love yourself, life is too short and all that stuff. But I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm just living it through my own lives. And I've been through a little bit now to see like, you know, I got a little bit of like, you know, skin in the game now. And here I am just documenting my life and just taking it day by day and what I'm going through. And what I do and what I'm talking about isn't the right thing for you, right? Whatever I'm saying, live life and be happy, that might not be the right advice for you. You have to take everything with a grain of salt and really trust your gut. Trust your gut feeling. And as long as you trust your gut and do things that make you happy, everything else will not necessarily fall into place, because that's super cheesy. If you believe it, it happens. But a little bit of skill, talent, and just living your life. And it was nice to talking to that buddy, man. I haven't seen him in a while, and just catching up and just everyone's living their own lives, right? According to their own rules, to their own game. And you're the main character, and you have to remember that, right? Do you think Spider-Man is going to give a rat's ass about what some civilian says? Be the Spider-Man in your life, right? Freaking shoot. And constantly just live your life and be happy. And the older I get, I'm like, I get it now, right? I'm starting to get it.